how did you end up where you are today? Like just Sean and
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, my name's Conor. I'm from Manchester in the UK. Grew up similar to you guys, similar to lots of keepers, just enjoying playing in goal, diving around, making saves. That's kind of how I fell in love with the position. Back then, it's all so simple. You don't need to worry about height or about anything else like that because you just enjoy making saves. I played for lots of local clubs near me, academies, progressed through my local team. So Macclesfield Town, the town where I live, have a professional club there. So I played there from about under 12s all the way through to professionally. So I did the youth team there from 16 to 18. I was then offered a 1-year professional contract where I was third choice, didn't really play very much, trained every day, obviously as part of the first team squad, had a few loan moves on the bench, but not many games. It was at that time that I decided to kind of take the unusual path of going to university. So I know you guys obviously have the experience of playing in the States and playing in university over there, and I'm quite envious of that model where it's positive for pros to go to university. It's expected that most pros kind of in lots of American sports go to university, study, and then progress on to become professionals. But here in the UK, it's not the same. So normally in the UK, players are expected to be part of the first team like I was, 17, 18, 19, and then progress through. Not very many players who are professionals in the UK go to university, but I had an offer from Loughborough University, who are probably the most successful and most well-known sporting university in the UK. It's where British athletics are based, British swimming, England netball, England cricket, all these kind of elite sports. And the football program there, probably similar to you guys, was incredible. The facilities, the strength and conditioning coaches, nutritionists, physiotherapists, psychologists, all this kind of stuff, which actually was probably a better setup than the club that I was at, which was a League Two club, if anyone knows the kind of English football league system. And seeing as I was a goalkeeper, and as a lot of people will know, it's quite difficult to get games as a younger goalkeeper, as a professional. A lot of clubs and coaches are looking for experience. And I thought, instead of sitting on the bench and not really playing many games, why don't I go to this university program where we play non-league football as well as university football? It was about 60 games a season, train every day, and also get my degree. So that's what I decided to do. And kind of coming out the other side, I thought I'd still be younger than the first choice goalkeeper, but I'd have a lot more games, a lot more experience. So I went to Loughborough, became part of their first team, did 2 years playing and studying. I then got the opportunity to study abroad for a year as part of my degree, which led me to go and study and play in Spain for a season. So I went to Madrid, played with a club called Fuenlabrada, was full-time with them, also continued studying. Had a great experience with them, playing with some top class players, had a brilliant run in the league. We had a good run in the Copa del Rey, where we ended up having Real Madrid home and away, which was an unbelievable experience to be part of.
Amazing.
A squad going to the Bernabeu and things like that. Unfortunately, then obviously my year abroad came to an end. I had to come back to England, finished my degree, carried on playing for Loughborough, and then last summer, so June 2019, I graduated and then managed to get the opportunity to play in Gibraltar, which is, if for those who don't know, a small kind of foreign territory of the UK, which is on the border of Spain. Has a professional league there with a small number of teams. It's only a small country, but I had the opportunity to go and play there. So that's where I've been playing my football this season until obviously the lockdown occurred. So that's kind of the short history of me and how I got to where I am.
That's awesome. Okay, but Conor, can we take it just 1 minute back? We have to talk about Madrid. Can you explain how it was to go to the Bernabeu? We have to talk about that.
It was amazing. It was one of the best experiences of my life, including my football career. I think we had we'd obviously been doing very well in the league as a club. we'd obviously progress through the Copa del Rey, which is similar to the English FA Cup or whichever cup system. We were in the third tier at the time, and we had a training session one morning, and it was the cup draw after that training session. So we kind of all the players, we went in after training into the press lounge, and we sat down to watch the draw with loads of TV cameras and press cameras there. And when they pulled out the names out of the hat that we'd be facing Real Madrid, it was, everyone went mad, everyone went crazy. I kind of, for those of you that don't know, I have a vlog called Keeping Goals where I kind of document my journey as a footballer and try and show people what it's like to be a goalkeeper. And one of the first episodes was that draw, and kind of seeing the name come out of the hat and seeing everyone go crazy was a brilliant experience. We played them, the first leg we played at home, we lost 2-0, unfortunately, with two questionable penalty decisions. And then the second leg, we went to the Bernabeu and managed to draw 2-2, which was amazing because Keylor Navas was playing, Marcos Llorente, Lucas Vazquez, Gareth Bale came off the bench, got 2 assists. So kind of just being in and around that and meeting Bale and Zidane and all these people, it was kind of a moment where you pinch yourself and think, how did I get here from Macclesfield in the northwest of England? So no, it was a brilliant experience.
That is mad. Like, I didn't know this. If I knew this, we would have, like, that's crazy. That's some experience, and I'm a huge Madrid fan. So like, I've been in the stands, but I haven't been like on the actual field. So
yeah,
that's crazy. And you told us about like your university history, and that sounds like exactly like we and Marcus, like what I've been through and what Marcus are going through is like studying and playing every day. And fortunately for you, you had like 60 games, while in US college soccer, it's 17 to 20 a year. Like it's not a lot. It depends how good you are. Like my team was fortunate enough to have 24 games, but other teams only have like 17. So yeah.
I have quite a few lads who I played with at Loughborough that then went to do their masters over in the States and play college football. And that's one thing that they kind of find is a big difference, because I mean, Loughborough is very unique in the fact it plays. So we used to play, we played in the non-league setup of English football as well as university football. So if we just played the university games, it'd be very similar to you in terms of numbers. But with the non-league stuff, we were playing Saturday, Tuesday every week for the full English season, and then playing the university games on Wednesday as well. So in 3 seasons, I got 120 odd games. So it's kind of, it was brilliant for me as a younger keeper to be playing that many games. But like you guys will know, the experience of training and playing and studying is very unique, and one that kind of not a lot of people understand, both students or professional athletes, because very few people have to combine the two. But no, it's if you can work hard and succeed at it, it's very kind of rewarding path.
Yeah, and I think we all 3 of us can agree on that. The college way and the college way of combining studies with playing football is a great opportunity as well.
Definitely.
So Madrid was obviously one of the ups in your career so far, but all players go through ups and downs to get where they are. Can you talk us through some of the biggest challenges you have been through? Because if you ask me, you get stronger going through challenges and you learn from your mistakes. So any advice or something like that?
Yeah, well, I think it's funny because probably about a year before the Madrid kind of experience with the Bernabeu and things like that, almost the same time a year previously was one of my lowest moments in football. So I was obviously part of Loughborough University. I was part of the squad, but I wasn't playing very well. I wasn't in great form. The manager kind of dropped me, wasn't playing me, which was fair enough because I wasn't playing very well. But I took it very negatively. I was blaming him. I was blaming everything else, and I was kind of at the point where I was thinking, well, I'm not in a professional club. I'm not at the highest level, and I'm not even playing very well. So what's the point of me carrying on this almost hopeless path of trying to play at a high level and perform? when I'm not getting results. And I came very close to quitting. It was probably the closest I'd come, because before then I'd always been part of a professional club, or I'd always had opportunities and things had always gone well. So when that difficult stage came, I was close to giving up. But in my head, I kind of made the decision, if I focus my energy on improving myself and enjoying seeing the progression in my game, all these opportunities will come to me, instead of looking and thinking, well, he's further ahead of me than, or he's where I would want to be. Instead of looking externally, just focusing completely on, right, today, how can I get better as a goalkeeper? How can I improve? What can I work on? Can I improve my weak foot distribution? Can I improve my strength? Can I improve my tactical knowledge? All these different things. And that was probably where, in my career, it was a big turning point, to just focusing on getting better every single day. And then suddenly my form came back. I was back in the team. I was playing well. I got the opportunity to go to Madrid. And then a year, almost to the day later, I'm kind of standing on the pitch in the Bernabeu. And it's like, if I'd have given up back then, I wouldn't have had all these experiences that I'd had since. But all these experiences have come from me focusing on improving and getting better every single day, not on focusing on how can I get the best club or how can I play at the highest levels, because that will come if you get better and better and better and better. That's the focus that I kind of took from that moment.
Yeah, and it's crazy because with sports we go through ups and downs all the time, and as you mentioned, sometimes we even go as far as we want to quit, and we know that some people quit, but the strongest stay to work on what they can work on. And as you mentioned, it's so important to again find the love for the game, because the reason why we all started at some point was because we loved the game. We loved to do whatever we were doing on the pitch or whatever we did regarding the sport. So finding the love for the game again is probably one of the most important things to do if you're in a down period where you don't really feel like training or becoming better or anything like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, earlier you were talking about your vlog where you like document yourself while being a footballer. So can you talk us through, like, how is it being a vlogger and content creator when you are a professional as well?
Well, I mean, you guys will obviously recognize a lot of this with the content that you're creating, and even the podcasts and things like that. I think nowadays it's becoming a lot more accepted that I think footballers could do other things and create content and showcase and build a profile. When I started it, which was really the year in Spain, it was a bit weird because not many people did it. Not many people kind of showcase what they were going through. And I was a big Gary Vaynerchuk fan. I'm sure you guys have heard of him and seen his stuff. And
yes,
when I was in Spain, I was consuming a lot of his content, and he was saying, just document your life, document what you're doing, show your story, because it's so everyone's story is unique. And I looked at where I was, and in Spain, I didn't have a club, I didn't have an agent. I had to drive around all these clubs giving in. I wrote out letters in Spanish and gave them in golden envelopes just to try and get people's attention and get an opportunity. And that's what led to going to Fuenlabrada. And I thought, if I was a young kid, I'd have loved to see a goalkeeper doing that, going abroad, playing a different country, trying to find a club, showing me kind of the reality of life as a footballer. I was on my own in an Airbnb. I couldn't speak Spanish. I didn't have anyone with me. And I thought it would be amazing for younger keepers to see that could be done, that creates opportunity, that creates success, but also that there are days when it's really, really tough, like we were talking about before. So I thought, why don't I kind of start to create the content? One of my best mates from uni is a very, very talented kind of videographer and editor. And we decided to team up and start to create Keeping Goals. And that's what we did from kind of 2 years ago. And we've carried it through. We did it all through Spain, all through the final year of university, and then into kind of this series 3 in Gibraltar. And we've managed to grow it to a good number of people, which is amazing, kind of following the journey. And and seeing how it's going. So it's been a project I'm very proud of, but it's also quite interesting that neither myself nor the audience kind of know how it's going to finish or where it's going to end, which is quite exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and I've been watching this, as I said before, and like, yeah, you don't know when it's going to end, but you can assure us that you're going to keep making these vlogs and seasons and so on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's quite exciting for me too, because I didn't know that I was going to Gibraltar, for example. We got to the end of my degree at Loughborough in the summer, and that was series 2 of Keeping Goals, and everyone's saying, "Oh, where are you going to be playing next year?" And I was like, "I don't know." Like, I've got no idea. I've got no idea what I haven't really got any offers. I haven't got any opportunities. But with the vlog, we kind of documented it as it happened, and they came with me on the trial. They came with me to signing the contract and then playing the games, and next season, again, no idea where I'm going to be or where I'm going to be playing, but the Keeping Goals will keep going and hopefully keep growing, and we can kind of share that journey together, which is quite fun.
That's awesome.
It's definitely great what you have going on there. I've seen some of the episodes and stuff like that.
Thank you.
It's a great series, and we all three create content, goalkeeper related content. All three of us have our different Instagram sites where we post drills and stuff like that. All two create content for other goalkeepers to inspire, to share our knowledge and stuff like that. Was that
Definitely.
your main? Yeah, and that was my main goal in the beginning, to give back to the goalkeeper union. Was that your main goal as well in the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys think the same, but if I was a kid nowadays and I had access to the content that you two are creating, and hopefully the content that I'm creating and so many other people in the kind of goalkeeping space are creating, I'd have loved it. I'd have been lapping it up and trying to watch as much as I could and write down every drill and listen to every podcast and listen to every Q&A and watch every vlog and just try and soak up as much information as I possibly could, because I'm sure there are so many keepers in countries around the world that want to play in the States like you guys, want to play in the UK or Spain like myself. And if they can get some value from the stuff that we're putting out, then that's amazing. That's kind of worth every hour of editing and every hour of filming, and that's the best result that we could possibly get from what we're putting out there.
Definitely, and that's the main reason why we also started this podcast, the Gloves On, to share knowledge with other goalkeepers out there.
All right, Conor. Thank you very much for being in this podcast, and to listeners out there, make sure to go follow him on YouTube and Instagram, where his name is Conor O'Keefe. He has his vlogs, as we talked about, where he documents his football. He has tutorials, and he has quarantine workouts at home. So yeah, once again, thank you for being in this podcast, Conor.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me on. I've enjoyed it.
Happy to hear that. And make sure to go follow Gloves On social media, as well as Goalkeeper Dane and Danish Goalkeeper. Thank you.
Definitely. Take care.